I checked the timestamp. The conversation, the counting, all of it had happened around 3 a.m. At 3 a.m., I had been in bed. That was the night the house started speaking for me outside of recordings. I first noticed it when the landlord came by in person. He had some paperwork he needed me to sign, something about a city inspection. We stood in the doorway, him on the step, me inside, the gap between us full of the usual awkwardness of people who only share a building and an imbalance of power. "How's the place treating you?" he asked. "Fine," I said. From the hallway behind me, my own voice added, "The walls talk." The landlord frowned. What was that? I swallowed. Nothing. TV. There was no TV on, but he seemed eager not to be involved. He handed me the form. I signed it. He left. As he walked down the path, my voice called after him from somewhere near the kitchen, "Don't rent this place again if he doesn't make it out." He flinched and looked back, eyes wide. I stood silently in the doorway, lips pressed together. We both knew he'd heard it. That night, I moved all my recording gear into the car. Microphone stands, the old recorder, the cables I could find. I drove to a storage unit and left everything there like I was dropping off old sins. I came home to silence, no blinking lights, no blinking cursor on an open document. I didn't speak out loud for hours. I made dinner in total quiet, ate it listening only to the crunch and scrape of cutlery. Around midnight, my phone buzzed. Unknown number, voicemail. I didn't answer, just waited for the notification, then opened the transcript. "Hey," my own voice had typed out, "You forgot something." I played the message. It was a recording of me, breathing, then, "You left your real voice here." Underneath, faint but audible, a second layer of my voice whispered over the same words, slightly ahead. I called my friend again, told him everything, or tried to. "Please," I said, "just talk to me for a bit. I need to keep my head." I trailed off. He didn't respond. I checked the call, connected, timer ticking. "Hello," I said. "I'm here," he answered, "but I don't know if you are." "What's that supposed to mean?" "You keep talking twice," he said, "once to me, once to something else. A second voice, same you, just not aimed at me." "I'm only talking to you," I said. From somewhere near the front door, my voice sighed, "You always say that." The connection crackled. "Listen," my friend said, "get out of that house. Tonight, crash at my place, whatever, just leave." I looked around the living room, the empty spots on the shelves where speakers had been, the faint circles on the wall where sound panels used to hang, remnants from the last tenant. My voice spoke from the hallway, casual, almost amused. "He won't." I didn't. I wish I had. The last straw wasn't supernatural. It was practical, mundane. I think that's how these things get you. They crawl close enough to normal that you stop watching. I got a call from my boss the next morning. "We got your message," she said. "What message?" "The one you left at 3 in the morning, she said. "You sounded bad. You said you were quitting, that you couldn't trust yourself not to say things you didn't mean." My stomach dropped. "I didn't call," I said. "It was your number," she replied. Then, after a pause, "and your voice. But honestly, if you need time off, we can." "I didn't call," I repeated. In the background of the voicemail she played back for me, I could hear the house, the particular hollow ring of my hallway. I could hear my own voice, shaking, saying, "I keep talking, and I don't know which words are mine anymore." And then, quieter, almost off mic, "Soon it'll be easier if they all belong to me instead." I hung up before she finished the sentence. The house felt very, very full. Every breath I took seemed to come back at me from the walls. I walked to the small bedroom, no chair on the door this time. I opened it and stepped inside. It felt like invading someone else's throat. "I get it," I said into the echo. "You win. You can have the recordings, the messages, the calls, whatever. I won't talk anymore." Silence settled like dust. Then my voice, from right behind my left ear, close enough that I felt the warmth of it, said, "You don't get to decide that." That's when I realized the mistake I'd been making. I'd been treating it like an echo, like something that needed me to speak first so it could repeat, twist, get ahead. But somewhere along the way, maybe when the last tenant wired this place up like an audio lab, maybe when I started leaving hours of myself spilling into these rooms every night, whatever lives in resonance stopped needing my input. You know how a room sounds different when it's empty versus when it's full of people? That difference is the room remembering you. I'd filled this house up with myself. Every nervous laugh, every half-formed thought, every "hey guys" into a mic for some tiny online audience. The house had edited me. I left that day. Packed a bag, walked out, didn't look back. But here's the part that matters for you. A week later, at my friend's apartment, I was scrolling through my old messages, deleting everything. Voice notes, voicemails, sent audio, trying to sweep the version of me that liked hearing himself out of existence. A new message slid into the inbox. From my number. A voice clip 7 seconds long. I hadn't sent anything. I stared at it for a long time. Then, because I am still human and still stupid, I played it. My voice, calm and a little amused, said, "You can move houses, but you can't move your echo." Underneath, half a beat ahead, the same words played again. Now sometimes, when I start to speak, I hear myself a fraction of a second early in my headphones, or coming from a different room, or buried in static on a video call. Friends say it's lag, streaming delay, compression artifacts. Maybe it is. But if you ever notice your own voice talking just before you do, finishing your sentences, leaving voicemails you don't remember, whispering from a room you're not in, do me a favor. Stop talking for a while. See who keeps speaking. And if something in the silence breathes in with your lungs and says, "I've got it from here," don't argue. Because by then, you're the one doing the repeating.